Energy companies worldwide are involved in one way or another in smart meter projects. It has become an area of interest not just to the energy companies, but also to different groups such as consumer protection groups who raise issues of privacy and question the benefits to the end users. There are even health discussions related to the radio frequency emissions for the wireless transmission of the information. At first blush, it appears that the benefits are pretty simple. Energy companies can better monitor your usage, so they can use variable rate based on when you use electricity. For the consumer, she can better monitor her energy consumption to try to reduce it and take advantage of the time periods when the cost is lower. Would energy companies spend billions of dollars just to be able to charge more to their customers? Cynics would say yes, but there is a much more positive explanation. The end goal is to implement a smart grid. Electricity is produced in many ways: hydro, nuclear, wind, and solar, for example. With the introduction of electric cars, there will be more demand for electricity. We need to optimize the production and distribution of electricity and limit any risk of blackouts. That's where smart meters come in. They enable two-way communication between the consumer and the energy company. This means that consumers can now also become producers. This could be wind turbines on farmland or solar panels on houses. The excess production can be fed back into the grid to help answer peak demands. These peak demands are the real limiting factors in the ability to support demand. By changing customer habits through variable billing, they can also reduce these peaks and better serve the overall community. There is more to it than this, but this short explanation should give you an idea. Many energy companies are looking at collecting reading every 15 minutes. This is a lot more than the usual monthly readings. In fact, it means that energy companies will now collect in 3 hours what they used to collect in 1 year. Some energy companies are even looking at 10-minute intervals, which means that they would collect their current 1 year of data in 2 hours. Think about it. If a company has 1 million customers and collects data every 15 minutes, that means 96 million records per day and slightly over 35 billion records per year. Add to that many companies have 10 million or more customers, and you can see the deluge of information that they are facing. We're talking about big data. In addition to meter data, we can use weather information and do analysis that could lead to usage predictions based on weather forecasts. With weather forecasts, you also need location information, so you can see the amount of data and complexity of analysis that keeps increasing. Just like energy companies want to eliminate inefficiencies in their grid, we need to pay more attention to inefficiencies in data processing. Relational databases are great general-purpose engines. They allow users to slice and dice data in any which way to extract information. When it comes to handling the volume of data required in smart meter environments, this generic approach reaches its limits. To handle the type of processing requires for smart meter data, it has to create large indexes that could be as large, if not larger, than the data set itself. Then what happens if you get an index corruption? You have to rebuild the index, which could take quite a long time, and lose access to your data in the meantime. On the processing side, it has to make many disk access to go through the index and then retrieve the data records. This can be made much more efficient if the database knows the basic characteristics of time-based data. Obviously, relational databases cannot do it alone. They need to include specialized processing that understands time-based data. It is not appropriate anymore to have to retrieve data sprinkled all over the storage, have to sort it, and do complex manipulations to get to the desired answer each time we do any type of processing. Since this processing is repeated millions, if not billions of times, saving just the sorting can have a huge impact on how quickly we can get to actionable information. Informix time series knows about the characteristics of time-based data and takes advantage of it to provide more efficient storage and processing. It includes specialized functions that include functions from aggregation, such as going from a 15-minute interval to a daily interval or any interval of your choice, to creating running averages or correlating values of two time series. It also includes an API that allows you to add your own business processing to achieve your goals. Informix allows you to get to your goals with less disk storage and processing power, all that with higher response time. To learn more about Informix time series, you can go to the URL listed on this slide or contact your IBM representative and ask how Informix time series can help your business.